There's a different type of entertainment for everybody. There's sports, fishing, reading, playing video games, you know, and then everybody knows about movies. I mean, if you don't like a movie, I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with you, but movies are made for everybody. There's different types of genres to adapt to your likability and everything. They tell good stories, and who doesn't like a good movie? And then there's a big controversy right now going on in the world with movie theaters and movies in general. Movies are being pushed straight to streaming rather than having theatrical releases, but not everybody's doing that. But that's what the big majority of producers are doing is they're pushing it straight to streaming because of what's going on in the world today. But the biggest theater chain in all the United States, AMC theaters, the ones with the nice reclining chairs, they announced that starting August 20th, AMC plans to have more than 100 theaters open, and it says it will continue opening locations about two-thirds of their theaters should be open no later than September 3rd. And this was from TheVerge.com, and the person that wrote this article's name is Nick Slatt. So this is obviously a big game changer for movies, because if you have the biggest theater company in the whole country wanting to open majority of their theaters, then you're going to think, oh, I want to go and push out my movie to the theaters because I'll make more money off that than streaming, and everyone likes the theater. But obviously, not everybody thinks that's a good idea because you have these certain guidelines that you have to follow with COVID, 6 feet. You all know that by now. But also with AMC theaters is they are not making it where you have to wear a mask. There's a no mask mandate policy going there. So that's the big thing with everybody is everyone has to wear masks, blah blah blah. They're not enforcing that. So if you want to go to an AMC theaters without no mask, be my guest. But not everybody thinks that's a good idea, obviously so. According to Dr. Anne Ramon, who is a professor of epidemiology and director of the Center for Global Immigrant Health at UCLA, stated, "There's no scenario in which going to a movie theater is a good idea. Obvious reasons why you shouldn't go to a movie theater right now. Corona, I just stated it, but obvious reasons, but if no one's, you can go to the movies. And then if you don't want to take a professor's word for it, who knows who she's talking about, and think, oh, she doesn't work at the movie theater, blah blah blah. Worker previously stated it is dangerous for the customer and the employee. Obvious reasons. If you're going to a movie, you're not going to be thinking about the ushers, the managers, the ticket dealers. You're not going to be thinking about them. You're going to be like, oh, I'm going to want to go see this movie that I paid $12 for. But obviously, you have to be in mind for everybody nowadays so you don't get anybody sick or you don't get sick. And then a team leader stated that the topic of COVID-19 is divisive. Some of the managers they knew who are supposed to help enforce rules simply believe the pandemic is a hoax. Now, obviously, the pandemic is not a hoax. We have information regarding everything. We have the stats, the numbers, everything regarding it. So they're not taking the simple precautions that are necessary. But if you really want to go to a theater and you want that big movie, you need that blockbuster to come out. And then Christopher Nolan, director of Inception, the Dark Knight series, phenomenal director. He pushed out a big movie this year to the theaters called Tenet, which is obviously bombing at the movie theater. But Nolan has been insistent on not only debuting Tenet in a theater, but uses it to herald the return of theatrical release in general. This is from TheVerge.com, and the person who wrote this article's name is Con Gutenberg. And then, honestly, the biggest controversy with the movie, arguable for 2020 of this year, is Disney's live-action release of Mulan. Been pushed back, delayed. It was delayed indefinitely, but it went straight to streaming. But it's debuts exclusively on Disney Plus on September 4th, but you have to pay $29.99 on top of your monthly subscription just to watch one movie. while in the theaters, it'd be like $12 if you don't get popcorn or anything, obviously. But there's a lot going on in the movie world around it. And if you want to go watch a movie, I mean, all of our cinemas open. I didn't even know we had a cinema. I just did the research for that. Go ahead, be my guest, but just take the certain precautions. Just be safe. Just have simple common sense in today's world because it's 2020 and you never know what can happen.